Everyone's got emotional damage.
Don't, please. I work in mental health.
Okay.
You know what? I'm done. I'm not even caring. I'll deal with all this shit another time. Let's just play the game.
Alright.
Thank you.
Right.
I need to open the game.
Alright. I'm
Shadows
gonna
of Sorcery.
switch over
Which
from my...
bloody button is it? Is it
moving
Harbour
start
Town, Isle, or Caverns?
None of them. I will summon you to the appropriate board when it is necessary. I'm currently summoning you all to the creation space.
Human Bard Doom.
TaleSpire, they're
Lady
have
Sarah
you-
just closed the game.
How have you got Doom on your name?
Doom de doom doom.
We will be able. We can change the names of the.
Wait, why do I have a
things.
doom?
Um,
The hell?
There's an echo in here.
right.
I need to.
Okay.
This joke's even funnier. Have you watched Bad Batch? From Star Wars?
I've never seen a Star Wars in my life. Sorry.
I'm trying to do the tumbleweed noise, but Discord's not picking it up. Imagine
Is
if you
there an
roll the
echo in
tumbleweed
here?
noise.
Echo.
Yes. Yes, that's me.
Okay. Right.
Stupid fucking chat. Everybody break everything.
Saren and I have turned into the whitest men humanly possible.
Apparently.
Like,
Why?
Lucian's
What?
fucking bloom effect on our, like, my character model and
Hold
Saren's,
on.
like, hollow effect had turned us, like, pure white. We look like...
Meanwhile, I look like a Morgan Freeman. It's about to come down and teach me how to be God.
Yeah.
what?
Oh, here.
Oh, there's a bowl on there.
Oh, there's a cat.
Kiki.
Oh, all the way up. There you go.
Show cat.
Oh, okay.
Yes! Good!
There we go.
It is fluffy as
Now
a
everyone is the correct color, and I am in the dark, but that's fine.
Everyone look at the cat.
You look fine, Lucian. I don't know what
Look
you're on
fine.
about.
There we go. Right. Oh, kitty.
Oh!
Okay.
One of three.
Good.
Oh!
Immensely good. Thank you.
Also, the only one that will tolerate me holding him.
Right. Is everyone in the game, or in the lobby of the game, rather?
I have TaleSpire
Yes.
open.
Okay, so I'm just missing Aluka right now. So
I have TaleSpire open. What do you want me to do?
join this campaign. Join the session.
I should be.
Uh,
If your character
There you are.
Here.
there you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So.
Oh!
Welcome, everybody, to session 3, after much technical difficulties today, of the Shadows of Sorcery D&D campaign. Today, we are moving on to a new place, to a new area of the world, if you will. Last we left off, our fantastic players had just departed from Delamane Isle, home of Lord Metacrow and the Metacrow state. Our players have acquired some interesting items in their possession, and soon they will be arriving at a new place. A place that is filled with intrigue and mystery, and quite a lot of other things as well. So if you will give me a moment to set the atmosphere, I shall
A moment. We've had 47 minutes already.
indeed.
In which case, one more moment ain't gonna matter any further.
No, it's right.
Good point. Excuse me.
This is why I don't join in on the streaming half of playing in other people's D&D campaigns. I've been in part of like 3 different online campaigns. I never want to do the streaming part.
Sometimes you just get to have fun in the D&D game and you don't have to worry about the streaming aspect
Yeah.
of it. But also at the same time, I like engagement. I don't do this for a living. I'm just having a fun time. Worth my 18 billion cam sources.
Okie dokie. Let's get you all to the board.
Hooray! The board that Lucian spent 3 weeks building.
Oh, it's been more than 3 weeks at this point.
Oh boy.
Okay.
We're
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the town of Danis Eld.
Another boat.
There's another boat.
Another boat.
You four have arrived at this sunny seaside town that is on the coast of the nation of Ridavi, and it is a sunny day in this little town. It's actually not that little. It's a port harbor, a trading town that is essentially an area that a lot of ships pass through. It used to be a mining town where they would mine something called dragon dust. It's essentially a kind of very powerful alchemical ingredient, but it's also technically a type of chalk. So yeah. Let me just assign you all your miniatures, and we will get you all settled in on this. Right, there we go. So you should all now have access to your miniatures, and welcome everyone to the town of Danis Eld. Now, a few of you have information upon this town. A few of you do not. Some of you are completely new to the area. Some of you have been here before. For those of you that have been here before, I have provided you a small amount of story about the area. As I've said before, the stories that I have provided you with are optional. You can choose to interact with them if you wish. You do not have to. So yeah. Now, you have all arrived on the mining barge that departed from the Delamane Isle. It is carrying a rather broad assortment of coals and stuff. There is a rather large box on the back of the ship that has been unloaded and transported away from the ship a few minutes prior. A rather harried-looking young tiefling was seen with the dock workers who were carrying the box. Just to give you a bit of flavor. Now, the town of Danis Eld is fairly large. You are more than welcome to explore it at your whim. As you guys can see, there are certain areas where buildings simply do not exist. I did not have the time to finish them all. Because, as you can probably tell, there is a lot of stuff around here to take a look at and explore. So yeah. What would you all like to do?
I promise I won't look too hard at the exploded buildings.
The tavern.
The tavern.
Tavern's a good place to start.
Alright.
Okay. Which tavern? There are several.
The shadiest looking one.
Fair enough.
Okay, you want to go to the
Weird
shadiest looking tavern. Okay. Well, okay.
Door hugger? Why the heck would we go to the shadiest one?
Door
That's
hugger.
where the best information's at. You learn that in the pits.
Okay. Right. So, the closest tavern to you is just up the road from the docks. And the docks are like a fairly large part of this town. As a trading town, they are essentially one of the major hubs of this area. There's a lot of dock workers around. There's a few boats moored here and there. Obviously, on the desk, we don't have many, but that's mainly because boats are fucking difficult to build in this game. Trust me, you don't want to know.
Taking a
Oh,
look
please,
at
do
the
tell.
boats in harbor, are there any that look like particularly important or interesting?
Okay, so the largest boats that are currently in harbor is the mining barge, so the mining transport barge that you guys came in on. There are a couple of fishing vessels around, and there is a rather large four-masted galleon that is moored at one of the larger docks. And you, Aluka, from what you can see, this is a galleon that belongs to the Farrenholm Royal Navy.
I see. Guillaume is going to take his mask and hat off and put them in his bag.
Okay. So currently on the docks, there aren't many people around, other than the dock workers. Over by the ship itself, there are a couple of guards that wear the colours of the Danis Eld Port Authority, and there's a couple of other gentlemen around the area as well. They're mainly around the area. There's a couple of like dock workers, and that is about the extent of the people around here. You see just ahead a sign for the nearest tavern, which is the Salty Seas Inn, which is just up the road from the docks. It looks like a fairly nondescript tavern, pretty much similar to any other sort of seaside town inn that you would find. It's there mostly to cater to people and passengers that have gotten off a ship recently and just want a quick night's sleep before they move on to the next part of their journey.
Okay. We still heading to the tavern then?
Looks like I wonder how far I'm gonna have to lean.
Are you guys heading to the tavern?
We
Sorry,
are-
I'm
we are
adjusting
going
my
to the tavern?
microphone.
Question mark?
I'm going to tavern.
Okay.
Okay.
Guillaume's just gonna follow behind and throw a coat on over his outfit real quick as well.
What sort of time of day are we talking about here?
So I'm gonna quickly mark the tavern by where this dice is. I'm just gonna leave it in the road over here. The tavern is this building right there. Just gonna throw a dice. There we go. You can see the
Okay, I
dice
see it.
glowing down there.
Walk into my character too.
That's the apothecaries, not the tavern. There you go. Just
Wait, where'd my character go?
drag you there. There you go.
My character's underwater. My character's
I
under the
see.
map.
Under the
How have we done this?
Already?
already.
Everything is working.
Hold on.
I think
Give me a
Lucian has to
second.
open the door for us also.
Yeah, I do. Give me a second. I'm just grabbing.
My character just decided to teleport underneath.
You get to have a swim now. You're stinky. Go take a bath.
And I've accidentally moved you into the apothecary. Give me a sec.
Open the door and let Saren out.
Saren, you can. Is there room for Rose on that door?
There we go.
I'm free.
Don't forget that you can use your arrow keys to move your thing around, and it'll probably be easier than dragging it about the place. Okay, let us open the door to the tavern. There you go. Okay. And let me quickly take a view of the inside. There we go. He pay no mind to the weird ass architecture stuff that I've pulled to get things to look interesting.
No worries.
Right. You
Can't
enter
cancel
the...
I clicked to close the thing and I can't cancel it now.
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh no.
Right. You have entered the Salty Seas Tavern. It is cramped, not especially crowded. There's a few people here and there, but it's early in the day. Not many people are essentially looking to get drunk at the moment, as it were.
Fair enough.
Behind the bar sits a short, stout woman who is currently cleaning a couple of beer steins. They appear to be disgruntled that you have entered the tavern at this time of day.
I'm gonna order a drink.
Okay. What do you say? What are you ordering?
Cricket.
Yeah.
Cricket.
You have walked up to the barmaid
being
and you
silly
have
here.
stared at her for
staring.
5 minutes. The barmaid is slowly
Please.
looking around to see if you're looking for someone else.
Thanks. Sorry, I was getting
We're all
ridiculous
having a day today.
suggestions.
We're all
I was-
having a day.
I was
Okay.
getting suggestions of sex on a beach, and I don't think so.
I see. I
Honestly,
see.
No
Time of day,
beach,
honey.
just docks.
I will warn you. The last time someone ordered a sex on the beach on one of my D&D campaigns, the bar manager actually kicked them out because they ordered it 6 times consecutively in a world where sex on the beach didn't actually exist. So you know.
Oh my god. Well, does sex on the beach exist in this universe, even though there's just docks?
Here I have no idea.
Understandable.
The barmaid pours a
Mead.
stein of mead on. Well, they pour a bunch of mead into a big stein and they clunk it down on the counter, and they say in a rather low baritone voice, they say, "That'll be 2 silver pieces, please."
Happily pays the 2 silver pieces and goes and sits in a stool in the corner.
Okay. Deduct 2 silver pieces from your gold. So, for reference, the way gold scales, 10 copper pieces is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1 gold, and
Has
10 gold is 1 platinum, etc., etc.
And no messing with Electrum.
No,
Has-
Electrum does not exist.
Thank
oh,
you.
thank God. Okay. Thank
Thank
God.
you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Guillaume's been in and out of this town a few times before. He's gonna sit down at the bar. Does he recognize the barmaid at all?
The barmaid, you do not recognize the barmaid, but this is not the tavern you usually frequent.
Probably not, no. Would most likely actually avoid this one, seeing as it's closest to the docks.
Yeah.
He's gonna offer her a polite smile and ask, is there any hot food available? I would do the voice, but my throat is kind of fucked today.
The barmaid looks at you and says, "We have a couple of menu items. Nothing big at the moment. We usually wait for the dinner rush to serve hot food, but we have some freshly baked bread and some ham or some pork cooking over the grill. We also have a selection of small meats that we have stored away, salted, just in case. We also have a bit of cheese. We could probably make something quick, if you would like.
If you wouldn't mind, I'm aware it's so early in the day, but the ship that we came in on was simply one of the earlier vessels.
And
if you
very
wouldn't mind-
bumpy.
Yeah, very, very bumpy. If you wouldn't mind, just a loaf of the bread and some of the meats and cheeses, we will share at the table ourselves. No need to prepare it.
Very well. And she pulls out a tray from under the counter, and she plonks it down on the counter, and she pulls out a loaf of bread, and a big roll of cheese.
That is a big roll of cheese.
Big roll of cheese.
Big roll of cheese.
Just roll it down a hill and chase it.
And she pulls out a selection of sliced meats to go with it, as well. And she pushes it towards you and says, "That'll be 4 silver pieces, please."
He's gonna hand her 5 silver pieces and take the tray back over to where Nit/Nat is sitting, and kind of usher everybody over to that table in the corner, trying to keep everybody out of the way.
Okay. The barmaid bobs her head politely, accepting the gracious tip. And I'm guessing that you're all sitting at this table over here with the 4 steins and the knife sticking into the table, because
When we get
that's the
there,
one in
yes.
the corner.
Yeah.
Some of us would still like to order.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just checking, Saren, have you canonically come over here?
Yeah.
In which case, if it's possible, Isaac's just going to sort of lightly tap the bar a little bit to just politely get attention. Just, if it's all right, could we have 2 of whatever's frankly the strongest here for me and my friend over here? Indicates the barbarian. Isaac, for the record, is lightly swaying because he's very clearly a bit seasick.
Oh no.
I see.
I
see.
correct him. I correct him, and I'm like, make that 2 each.
Oh no.
2 each.
Oh boy,
Seasick on
okay.
2 each, baby.
I see.
I
The
got it
woman
wrong. Yes,
behind
2
the bar
each.
regards you both carefully, and then pulls out 4 shot glasses, puts them on the counter, uncorks a bottle of something that smells decidedly alcoholic,
Oh, boy.
and pours something that looks a bit like purple vodka into
Purple nurples.
into these shot glasses, and she goes, "That'll be 4 gold."
This one's on me, and I pass her 4 gold.
Okay, deduct 4 gold from your money.
I can't wait for the Constitution saving throw on this one.
I give her another 4 gold, just in case, love.
Isaac just quietly face palms before taking the drink.
It's fine.
Interesting. The woman behind the counter stares at you for a moment because you just handed her 4 gold for free, and then gently pockets it into her.
Well, no, I said, like, just in case.
He just kind of, Isaac is just looking at it. It's been a really long day, and we're just happy to be alive.
There may or may not be a mess at the end of this.
Just in case the
that
table
will be
were-
on him,
She
not on me.
pockets the 4 extra gold pieces into her apron and starts wiping down another beer stein. Okay.
Flicks eyes towards Gilf. I'm sorry in advance.
This will be
Right.
fun.
Oh boy.
So you
makes way over
have
to table with everyone else.
So you have all lost a small amount of money, and you have gained some refreshments.
I'm just
So,
gonna
yeah.
go up the chimney apparently.
I mean, I tried to split my share of the winnings last time, so I've basically lost nothing still.
There you go.
I'm sorry, this table doesn't work. It's too crowded. I'm gonna sit over here.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna sit over here with our weird vodkas.
We're all sitting at the same table. It's just that the
We do the
geometry of
restaurant
Maybe
thing that
small.
people hate, where you just wedge 2 tables together because there's not enough
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ruin
I'm
this
getting
plan.
moved.
There we go. Right. So you.
Is anyone
you,
going to discuss the knife currently embedded in the table?
Yeah,
Need the
there's,
cheese.
there's a knife embedded in the
yeah.
table.
So you
it
just
is
sort of
not
push the
yours.
cheese against it to cut it,
it's
I see.
just there. It's a rather crude-looking knife. It's got a stone blade and a leather-wrapped handle. It looks like it's been embedded there for several years at this point.
Stone knife. Sounds like Minecraft Steve came through here.
Jesus. Guillaume is sitting directly in a place where he can see the door, and is also directly next to a window.
Mm-hmm.
He looks nervous. Actively.
Also known as the Aragorn.
Yeah.
I put a strong hand on Isaac's back. Bottoms up.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And initially goes to pick up the shot with his right hand, realizes for a second it's still slightly glowy. Yeah, sorry about that. Uses left hand to pick up.
Mildred, get turned.
And I drink at the same time as he does.
You're both. Are you downing the shots or are you sipping the shots?
It's a shot. I'm
It's
downing
a shot.
What the
It's a
fuck?
shot. You said the
I'm
word
just
shot.
asking.
What little butterfly do you think they are?
Just asking. Okay, so
You're
you're
happy to
both
be
downing
alive.
the
we
shots.
want to feel something.
Con, save. Con, save.
Okay. Da, 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 da.
That plus one.
Roll.
17 totes.
I
For a con
didn't
save.
ask you to roll anything yet.
Oh, we were talking over you. I didn't realize you hadn't said it underneath us.
No.
Ooh.
Roll me.
Don't you? Oh, Luca, you were the one going, con, save! I thought you were
Pretty good
translating for us.
approximation of my voice.
A wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw.
Oh, this
Certainly
is
don't have
interesting.
that.
Show me the money. 11 straight.
Is hang on. Is save. That's +3. That's coming out at 15.
Okay. Right. So, Isaac, you are unaffected for the most part by this liquid. It is faintly tastes of strawberries.
Liquid in
and-
big inverted commas.
Yes. From what you can tell, it's some form of fruit liqueur, but distilled down to a point where it is mostly alcohol at this point.
So is moonshine. It's flavored moonshine.
You, on the other hand, Saren, as you down this shot, for a moment, nothing seems to happen. And then the world seems to go a little bit fuzzy. And you hear a voice.
Oh no.
And you hear a voice that says, my friend, welcome, welcome. I see you have partaken in one of my special gifts. Oh, we are going to have so much fun. You do not know where this voice is coming from.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Another!
Oh,
Okay.
then.
Down the next one.
Okay.
Talking now to the right hand.
Okay,
Are you
well,
okay with me using you for things like this, or what?
There is no
That's-
response.
That's one
Okay,
hell of
well-
a way to ask.
All right then. It takes it with the right hand this time. Just please don't smash it in my face. I'm sorry about this.
I've died.
Okay. This time, I want you both to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Guillaume and Nat are just kind of like watching, like in interest. They're just kind of like staring, like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen next. It's gonna be
That's
fun.
19.
Authentic dice rolling sound effects.
Did
There
not
were
hear.
no sound
God damn it!
Did not hear.
Fucking Discord, I swear, has like a pitch limit on it.
Yes, it
Yep.
does.
Yes, it does. It has a dB limiter.
No, DB limiter is one thing, but I mean like an actual pitch of sound limiter. Because when I've spoken to a couple of friends every now and then, where they get squeaky, it just loses them.
It's the noise reduction feature. I had to turn
Yep.
it off recently because I yelled so loud that it cut out all of my mic.
Lovely.
Lovely. And so that is a 15 again.
Okay. So you both succeed Constitution saving throws. The alcohol has no other adverse effects other than the feeling of being gently buzzed at this point.
I would like to sniff the shot glass.
I'll hold it up to Guillaume to sniff.
I lean over to you and be like, my money is on the big guy going down first.
I would agree with that, actually.
Yep.
The scent
you.
that you get from the shot glass is decidedly fig in nature.
I see.
I did say it tastes like strawberries, yes.
Yeah.
It
He was just
smells
mostly
like
careless.
fig.
Well, this is bewildering.
He's just kind of like watching as the barbarian slightly tips back and forth,
Pleasantly swaying.
pleasantly swaying, just like you were on the boat.
Can't tell if
Is
Isaac is
Isaac-
drunk or not. He was already sweating.
Yeah.
Barkeep, more ale.
Not
Perhaps not.
just normal ones this time, please, if we have to.
The barmaid nods her head and starts filling 2 steins with ale this time.
Guillaume pushes over the tray of meat and cheese, but it has been now arranged into like pretty obsessively neat little canapes, and it's like, what the fuck just happened there?
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Okay, what are you all doing?
So, I know this seems like a strange time to ask, but otherwise I feel like we're never going to. Who are you all? We sort of just turned up, did a job, and we didn't really speak to one another most of the time.
Entirely fair. You are immensely correct. My name is Guillaume Mayer.
And by the getup, I'm guessing you're a banana courtier?
You
With a full
may-
mouth. Gaelic's like, here's a clown, of course.
Not entirely incorrect, though slightly uncouth. Yes, I was a jester. I am currently simply a traveling man.
Fair enough. You do what you gotta get the bills paid.
Yes, though the bills have been much more scant since I started traveling.
True. Life on the road doesn't bring quite as much rent, does it?
Not quite. Yourself?
Hunter by trade. Church of Matano, chapter of the hunt, the usual story.
I see. How long have you been with the order?
Oh god, 3-4 years? Round about that mark. You start to lose track after a while. Spend too long in caves and you stop seeing the sun.
Guillaume gives you a very sharp smile and a nod that implies that he understands, but you're not really sure if he does.
Fair enough. Well, what about you, big guy? Nodding to the barbarian who's gently swaying while gently swaying himself.
Yep.
Trying to sync up the
Uh,
swaying.
Gaelic holds up a hand as he finishes downing the rest of his ale. upon finishing, releases a mighty belch.
Oh, gross.
Charming.
Thanks.
Well, that gave us no answers, but at the same time, I feel like it did in fact answer the question.
Feel like I know you already.
There's not much to say. Family got killed by bandits, I got sold to slavery into the gladiator pits. Survived long enough to make it out. I'm gonna go kill the bandits.
I see. You're quite a
That's-
force.
That's quite a lot to say, actually.
Nithiri raises her mug before taking a swig. Not a whole lot to say about myself. I'm Nithiri. I'm a tiefling who... She takes a pause as if trying to find the perfect words. Decided it was time to go out on my own. And, looking for a place that I belong.
Nithiri, you said?
Yes.
I see. Interesting.
I warn you in advance, I'm terrible with names.
Yes, I as well. I did mishear your name the first time as something entirely different.
She gives him kind of a very confused look.
He just kind of
what?
stares back at her.
I mean,
but
we
his eyes
were
are
in
not open.
mid-combat half the time. I called this guy Guillermo earlier.
Yes, you did.
I used to know that guy. He used to write really interesting plays.
I've known many an interesting play in my time, but I have never heard that name.
Out of
Hi,
interest,
Alexandria.
I do want to know, the hand, does it need to drink, or what happens with that?
Yours or mine? She kind of stares at her own little...
That's a good
Yeah.
question.
We do have a litany of those in the party.
Well, I would shake your hand to say hello, but I think that feels like a bad move, frankly. But like, no, your vortex. It absorbs nature, so I was interested how fermentation would work with that. Sorry, I've had a bit to drink.
I suppose, as it is condensed magic itself, it would most likely not interact with any sort of medium in any significant way that would charge it. It's kind of hardly what it is.
the hand drunk?
If you would like her to stick her hand in her cup and disturb the barmaid further, we could do that, yes.
We could, but we shouldn't. Don't do it. No, don't do it, Nif.
Reaches over and grabs your drink with my hand.
As you pick up the mug, or the stein of ale that the barmaid put down mere minutes earlier, and you hover your hand over the fluid inside, the fluid starts to gently rise up in droplets and get sucked into the vortex. After a few minutes, there is nothing left in the cup.
That looks distinctly uncomfortable.
Does your hand feel
Also,
buzzed?
I should add, additionally, Netheri, you start to feel a little bit buzzed.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Keep your hand above water when you bathe.
What was that, Zarin?
He'll just hold his stein closer to himself away from the theory.
No, my beer.
Also, I think your mic's died, Zarin.
No, I just have it unmuted
Ah, right.
because I was picking up other people in the room.
Fair dues, fair dues.
Okay.
Nithiri. Oh, I guess my hand can get drunk.
Well, that's one way to find out.
I am so on board with this. That was the best purchase.
Did the barmaid notice that?
The barmaid is not looking over at you right now. She's
Good,
just
cool, got it.
organizing some of the mugs on the shelves at
The
the back
barmaid
of
has
the
been
bar.
paid to keep her silence.
Great.
Oh no, it's fine. This one slipped her 4 gold earlier.
Oh,
You know I already paid for them, right, boy?
Guillaume just kind of like stares at Gilk for a moment and goes, So those bandits, do you have any leads on them?
What did I say before?
Saren's
No,
drunk in real life.
Yeah. Just trying to go over my notes here.
It is okay if your character is drunk enough that they don't know.
No, he kind of just like sways, like kind of tries to get Guillaume in focus.
I see.
No.
Guillaume simply just
Another!
kind of... Guillaume nods
God.
at him and is just kind of quietly starting to braid his hair. And he says, I'll be right back. And he gets up and... Lucian, is there like a bathroom in the tavern?
Okay, so... It is very difficult to build bathrooms in TaleSpire, so I'm just gonna say yes,
Yeah.
and
That's
let
all I
you
really
figure
wanted.
that out, because
Yeah,
there are no bathroom set pieces, unfortunately. I can't build a bathroom.
exactly.
We live in a Pleasantville world where there is a bathroom place, but just nothing there.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a back
Guillaume-
alley and a piss pot. Good luck.
Yeah. Yep. Guillaume's gonna dart off the table and out of the way and kind of essentially to the bathroom. Or
Yeah, it's
whatever,
like up the stairs.
Yeah, it's fine. He's gone. He's gone for a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
Whoosh.
There you go.
Thank you. Let me see here. I'm gonna think over something real quick. Everybody else have fun.
While gently giggling and hugging the now empty stein, just, I didn't trust Banana Skin when we first met him. But he did help me keep my job. So I owe him that.
And he's the right size for throwing.
That too. Don't throw me.
I don't think we could throw you if we tried.
Is that a challenge?
No.
Yes. She
It is.
places down her stein as if, like, ready to watch this come down.
It is not a challenge, at least indoors, in an establishment that does probably not have liability insurance with the church.
Love this.
Listen, when you've been doing this shit now for near half a decade, as a professional, you learn that customers and bystanders can get very angry very quickly. And then that means a lot of paperwork.
Fine. You guys are so boring.
Boring gets bills paid.
Speaking of bills, we need to find our next job.
That's the point. Yet, are we like a team
Gillick
now?
is gonna
or-
like stumble over to the
Uh,
bar.
So as
Onto the bar,
you're
apparently.
as you're all chatting away, the door to the tavern opens, and in strides one of the Danis Eld town guards, who seems to have just gotten off his shift. He lays, oh god, he lays his spear and pike down at the bar sort of table, and gestures to the barmaid and says, "Can I get just an ale? Been a long day, long morning."
Amen to that, brother.
What's he look like?
The town guard is relatively short, probably around 5'6". He has a large handlebar mustache, is fairly portly, and has well, you can't really tell what his hair is like. He's wearing a very big metal helmet.
Guillaume clatters back down the stairs in a completely different outfit, with his hair in a completely different style, with all traces of, like, jesterness removed from him. Notices the town guard, and darts back over to the table, and just moves so that he's behind the barbarian.
Barbarian's currently at the bar.
Yeah, he's, like, standing in the field of view, essentially.
New theory. Who's had probably one too many to drink through her hand, apparently. Waves over at the guard. Hey, cute stuff. Wanna dance on the dark side?
Guillaume facepalms.
Isaac face palms.
Gil kind of leans back and waits for the reaction.
The guard turns to look at you.
Yeah, you.
And for a moment, he just sort of stares. And then he goes, I'm married. And also, I'm gay. I'm sorry, my dear, but and very quickly the guard just scarpers.
Oh no!
What? Somehow, while face palming, starts sort of shaking with a bit of laughter at that response.
Guillaume
Nudge,
lets
nudge
out
to
a
Nith.
sigh.
There was
That
no
was
bit of laughter. That was
Yeah.
Gil's got given out a full-bellied laugh.
The
nudge
barmaid
Nith a
just
little bit.
sort
It's
of
like, I think it might have been a
stands
little
there for a
lie.
moment and then just goes back to polishing glasses.
Oh,
I didn't even get
no.
to use a line about, trying to, change him to the other side, but fine. Oh my god.
Denied so hard. Denied so heavily. Clowned
And so
on.
young.
But think about it this way: if he was secure in that marriage, and secure of himself, why did he run away?
Fear.
Fear of himself?
Sometimes you don't want to get hit on by drunk women at bars. That's out of character.
Like, toasts the empty stein to Guillaume. Amen to that.
New theory. New theory, kind of looks at herself. I didn't think I was half bad. But, fine. If he's gonna be all gay and alright, fine.
You're half something, dear.
I
Gives you a coy
might
smile.
also be married, but objectively, it's not bad.
Kind of, oh, thanks. You guys have made yourself prey. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, already was there.
Okay, so
I think everything moving is
Yeah.
prey.
Gil
few
turns his
hours
attention back to the
pass.
barmaid.
a few hours pass and
Or not.
the
the
morning
defeat this
progresses. A few people come and go from the bar, and it slowly fills up with a few people, but it's still sort of midday. There aren't that many people around who aren't working at the moment.
Guillaume clears his throat and just kind of looks at everyone's drinks versus, the food and goes, I do believe we should leave before a lunch or dinner rush hits, just to simply clear out space. Perhaps find lodging somewhere else in town? I don't know about the rest of you, but I do intend to stick around. I have some contacts here that I must attend to.
I just need to find the next job, to be honest. Oh, which reminds me, at some point, if anybody's alright to... I am not in a state to be walking around by myself, apparently. If someone would accompany me, I need to go to wherever's the oldest part of town.
The oldest
It's usually where they hang those things.
I'll follow you.
I don't think either of you should be by yourselves.
I do believe that's near.
Funny,
the
I'm
town
always by
library, but
myself,
I could
even
be
in a
wrong.
crowd.
I like how all three of you are just slightly slurring your, like, accents.
Some of us, it was baked into the accent to begin with. Just even slurrier now.
Lucian, the library is in the oldest part of town, correct?
Technically, but no.
No. Okay. So it's
The library is
Can it be?
part of one of the older parts of town, but it is not the oldest part of town.
I see. Okay.
However, you do know someone at the library who might know where the oldest part of town is.
I see. Guillaume kind of like brushes off his cloak and motions for the rest of them to get up and goes, I do believe I know somebody who may be able to find what you are looking for in this town.
Nithiri goes and kind of puts her arm over Guy and goes, so, are you willing to maybe split the fee of a room with me later? Runs her tail along his leg.
He whips his tail around her leg and is holding her in place and looks at her directly without his eyes open and says, as long as you provided that you don't get too handsy. Especially with that other one.
Or tailsy.
She kind of shrugs. I can promise at least the vortex one won't go anywhere near you.
Oh,
You'll find yourself splitting a room with no one if that vortex hand comes too close to me.
Well, why would I want to get rid of you? You're kind of cute.
Appreciated. Though, this is not the time nor the space. We'll talk about that if you do choose to split the room later.
Stuck on the table.
He, lets her go and, like, moves past her smoothly, as if nothing has happened at all.
So let's make our way to the oldest part of the city, I guess.
Damn it,
Well-
Saren, I can see you.
You see nothing.
I don't know where I am. I think you pulled me upstairs.
You never know where you are
no,
in a session,
you're
though.
next to the table.
I never know where I am, generally speaking. I have a bad brain for that. There we go.
There you are.
I
So-
keep turning the camera around when I need to move the map.
Yeah. He approaches Isaac and he says, what exactly is it that you are looking for in the oldest part?
I can't remember the Latin,
Hiya,
but
Dave.
it's something mortis, usually drop of the dead. They're like cachets from the church.
I see.
They usually hang
The-
them up in the oldest parts of wherever they are because they've got this fascination with ancient culture.
I see. I should be able to have a contact of mine direct you exactly to where that is instead of us wandering around for hours.
Please, I've had enough wandering around ancient places in that bloody mansion.
Understandable. Guillaume is going to slowly walk them to the library, which is a path he's taken enough times that I think he knows where the fuck he's going.
Yes.
Where's Gilk?
So
We lost the drunk. We're down a drunk, guys.
Need my doorman.
And they just hear this giant belch from the alley.
Oh no!
No,
Oh,
no.
God.
There he is!
Fucking damn it, not again.
How do we get
So,
out of the
fair warning, Dave. I'm
So
still
Isaac,
building
babysitter
this
mode.
map.
Like,
So
props
there
himself
are
up on
parts
the
that are just
pillar
like
next to go, do you need to spare
Doors
the
that I've
dying?
planned out, or
It's the only one I know.
stuff that isn't finished yet.
What?
But
He's offering to cast
Yeah.
a spell.
so that's the
I
reason
don't
why
think
there's just a
shake water
floating
helps right now.
thing here.
I'm good.
Oy.
Okay.
Time to take the barbarian to a library. This won't go bad at all.
Okay,
It's just
so-
hey, that's ist against
So the
barbarians.
library is located at the crossroads
Don't be an
towards
ist.
the Beechwood exit of the town.
Someone is flying off.
That is the Beechwood exit of the town.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm fairly sure it's quite obvious where the library is. It's one of
Yeah.
the biggest buildings in the area.
Yeah.
Really?
It's right here.
I thought it was this floating awning that's just sort of hanging here.
I
not
said
looking at those.
don't
We're
pay
not looking at
attention to
those.
the unfinished buildings.
We're not looking at
Don't
this.
pay attention to the unfinished boat. Don't pay
I'm
attention
not paying
to the
attention to the
building.
unfinished building. I'm paying attention to the finished part hovering in the air.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Lucian,
Yes.
how does Guillaume normally see this guy?
What do you mean?
Going to assume he doesn't.
There,
just
I've
walk
added a
into
door.
He doesn't just usually walk into the front of the library and ask the receptionist.
I mean, the library doesn't really have a receptionist. Like, it has acolytes that walk around. Like,
You want me to like roll a perception to see if I can find him on sight, or do you want me to follow the smoke?
Like, you could roll perception to see if you can find him. That is definitely a thing. Like, he's not too hard to spot. But yeah.
That's plus something, but I can't remember what it is. Hang on a second. Why is my perception not a thing in here? Hang on. +2. That's a 10.
Okay, so yeah. As you walk into the library, you
Back here.
essentially, like, one of the first things that you notice is the sound of it's essentially the sound of, like, plate mail rubbing on leather.
There it
Like
is.
gentle squeaking and clanking coming from the back of the library, essentially.
Okay, there he is. He's gonna kind of not make a beeline for it. He's going to try and make sure that everyone in the party is like actively following him. And he's going
More
to
books.
he's gonna take a pack of like very handsomely rolled cigars out of his bag.
Okay.
Last time we were in the room full of books, it didn't end well for us.
No, these are nice books.
It will be fine. Do not damage these, or you will come under the wrath.
These
of the
books
librarians.
don't have electricity.
Or
They're
ghosts.
not.
Okay.
Where's
Gil
my,
So-
just
my
like
boy at?
eyes one of the skulls on the bookshelf.
Those are traditional. It's fine.
Skulls are... How often do you get out? Everyone decorates with skulls.
It's very fashionable.
I lived in a gladiator pit.
Well, then you
And it is
should
probably-
know about skull architecture.
It was probably decorated with skulls. You probably had some catacomb walls. It's fine.
Well, Netheri is also looking through them as they're walking through.
You want to talk about skulls, you go near any place where a vampire lives. Now there you'll find skulls.
Okay.
Fascination
As-
with the fucking things.
As you approach the back of the library, you see a large table covered in maps and documents, a couple of books piled up in the corner, and behind this table stands, or you think he's standing, you're not really sure from the angle that you're coming into this room from, stands a rather tall dwarf with a very long beard. He's got an axe strapped to his back that looks a little bit charred, and he's smoking the fattest cigar you have ever seen.
There's my boy.
I'm sorry, I'm at Isaac's eye level here in game, and you can only just see like his eyes and head.
Oh no. You are looking deeply into each other's eyes.
And I can actually provide, for stream's sake, a full sort of picture of what this dwarf looks like. Because I actually designed one in Hero Forge for people to look at.
Wow.
So let me just pull up a display capture.
That's my
I'd
boy.
like to know why that is not display capturing.
It is blurred like you have censored him. What is happening here?
That's what I'd like to know.
Did you throw on
Is
a
dwarf
privacy
in the
filter?
nude?
That dwarf is just too much man for anyone here.
In the nude!
Did you throw in a privacy filter for that?
No, apparently it's just
Names
blurred
and
for some
faces have
reason.
been
I'm not
censored to
really
protect the
sure why.
innocent.
Alright, well
Hold
this
on,
happens.
I
Let
think-
me trying to get grab my cat real quick.
Is it
Oh, yeah,
maybe
sure.
suffering from the bloom filter?
Could be from
There
the
we
blue
go.
filter.
Okay, so here he is.
Hey!
Ah!
So this is the Dwarven Librarian, who is situated essentially at the back of this library. He's got the long white beard. He's wearing a pair of thick rimmed glasses with very, very thick lenses. But he's also striding around in full plate mail armor. And he's got this big axe strapped to his back, the head of which looks a little charred. It looks like it's been burnt multiple times.
Guillaume clicks his mask back into place and approaches the dwarf with the pack of cigars in hand.
The dwarf looks up from his documents and goes, "Ah, my friend!
My friend,
Welcome,
it's
welcome!
wonderful to see you again." He passes him the box of cigarettes over the table.
Oh, what a lovely gift! What a lovely gift! I'm so glad that you came by. I haven't seen you in ages. Oh, we have
It
so
has
much to
been
talk
quite-
about.
Yes, I do have even a specific question that might pique your
Really,
interest.
really? Oh, do tell. I always do enjoy a specific queries, especially about this old place.
Yes, specifically about this old place. You will have to excuse the state of my companion. However, the tavern on the way into town was too great a temptation.
I see, I see. Which one was it? The Salty Sea? I do know the lovely barmaid there. She is quite the delight.
Yeah, the purple drink is lovely.
Yes.
Oh, you
you
had that. I see. Well, I'm surprised that you're not suffering from any adverse effects. The most of the first-time drinkers of that particular beverage end up on the floor quite quickly.
Well, my friend was on the floor a little earlier, but I'm starting to sober up. It comes quickly when you're on the job. I don't
see.
believe we've properly been introduced. Guillaume, who's your friend?
Yeah, Shorty.
Ignore that one. She doesn't get out much.
pauses, and looks over at the dwarf and just simply says, "Ah, well, this is the librarian of this particular establishment. Would you like to introduce yourself?"
And the librarian goes, yes, I am the eldest librarian here at the Danis Eld Library of Historical Research. I'm a veteran, if you will.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And then he carries on. What is your query, young man? What can I help you with on this fine day?
Well, I don't know if Guillaume had any particular business of their own, but in my case, pardon me, I'm looking for. I can never get this one bloody right. Stillabunt pro mortuis translates as, I think, drop of the dead. It's usually these caches of things from the Church of Matano.
You're a member of the Order of Matano. Of course, I should have
Regrettably
recognized
so.
your clothing. Yes, the oldest place in Danis Eld. You will find it under the Cathedral of the Seven Gods. It is in the Catacombs.
Of course it is.
Unfortunately, it has been blocked from access for a very long time. I don't know if the Order of Matano has been through here any time recently to repair the damages that were done a few years back. We had quite a dangerous earthquake that caused a collapse in some of the lower levels. I do not know precisely where the location of your order's area
don't worry
is,
about it.
but I'm sure that you'll be able to find it without a problem. In the cathedral, I'm sure the Sisters of Tenor at the cathedral will be more than happy to help you out.
That name just keeps coming up. Thank you very much, and don't worry about the specifics. It's purely they barely even tell us where they hide these bloody things, let alone how to pronounce it.
Guillaume slips a piece of paper out of his bag and motions to the cigars and says, "Would anyone else care to partake?"
The elder librarian picks one up and says, "Gladly, my friend, gladly."
Guillaume holds the cigar out as if he's anticipating something.
You got any more of those going spare?
There should be about 7 of them in the pack.
Is it and just again reaches with the right hand, reaches with the left hand.
So,
Nithiri kind of leans over to Isaac. You think that maybe I could absorb knowledge like I did the alcohol earlier?
No, I don't think that's how that works. Although if you do want, like a nudge, and stage whispering. Although if you did want to try it, he's still got that weird journal.
I do still have that weird book.
Oh, you were listening. I'm talking louder than I think I am, aren't I?
You are talking directly out loud, yes.
As you all stand next to the elder librarian pulls the axe off his back, and pulls, with his other hand, he pulls a box of matches from his pocket. He places the box of matches down on the table, takes out one of the matches, and then strikes it on the back of the head of his axe, and then lights his cigar with it, and proceeds to light Guillaume and Isaac's cigar as well.
Badass.
Thank you very much.
You can sort of tell where the charring on the back of the axe has come from.
Guillaume starts essentially smoking the cigar as he hands over the paperwork, essentially the royal succession of the Tavern line, and simply just raises his eyebrows and goes, "Now, spare me a full lecture, as I do have other companions with me that do need to be other places, but what could you tell me about this little document?"
The dwarf pulls the paper towards him and goes, "Why, we've been missing this document for years.
Wonderful.
This is from our collection. Where did you find it?"
Oh, you know I have my ways.
Well, it is well and good to see it returned. This is the document of the early line of the Deferran royal family succession. It only documents up to about 100 years ago or so. The current family line is much longer, much larger, but it documents some of the earliest royals to ever rule the capital city of Farrenholm. It is very, very extensive, this particular document. I'm very glad that you managed to get it back. I will certainly have this transcribed immediately, if you would like to keep this copy, that is.
I will give you the original copy if you wouldn't mind handing me a transcription of it.
I would be delighted. And he calls an acolyte over and hands him the document and whispers a few words in his ear. And the acolyte hurries off down one of the side corridors and into one of the side rooms of the library.
Guillaume then puts his hand on his backpack and goes, "Now, discreetness is a value of mine, of course, but if you'll tolerate me bringing this into your library and not leaving it in your collection," he brings out the Journal of Diamadan and simply kind of...
The
turns
Journal
it
of
over in his
Diamadan.
hands.
Nudges Nith. That one.
So, the Elder Librarian takes the book from you and stares at it, and then hands it back to you immediately and goes, "Oh, I'm afraid we cannot take this in our collection, and we most certainly cannot provide any information on it, I'm afraid. If you wish to find more information on this particular tome, I would recommend going to the capital city. There are likely people there who are more familiar with this, but we are a research library. We do not dabble in old magics."
Quite understandable, my friend. And on that research topic, I'm fully aware that the catacombs have collapsed in on themselves, as that recent earthquake did shake this area fairly hard. I've noticed that there are some buildings completely missing as of late.
I
Yes.
thought that was just the drink.
However, would there happen to be a map of the catacombs available for perusal?
I do not have well, I say I do not have a map. I do not have a map that is less than 150 years old, I'm afraid.
Aaron
The
is
catacombs
AFK.
layout has changed drastically in the years past. There is no true way to know how to navigate them without a guide. But any person who is familiar with them is either a member of the Sisters of Tenor or is, dead.
I understand. Thank you for your assistance.
Honestly, most kind.
The dwarf sort of touches his hands to his, touches his fingers to his forehead and gives you a brief little nod.
Guillaume does the exact same gesture back. I will come back with some cigars from my travels as recently as I am able.
Please do. It is always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
It's always a pleasure to see you as well, my friend.
Don't know if we're friends yet, but it's been a pleasure to see you too.
Mm-hmm. The dwarf chuckles and says, "Any friend of this young man is a friend of mine."
Just gently nods to Guillaume. You really do seem to know everyone.
It comes about in my business.
Are we players? Are we going then, or?
Yes, we may
Yes.
leave the library now, though I know Saren's AFK.
I don't know. Oh,
So, Nithiri
sorry.
turns to Isaac and goes, "I think your friend might need a little help out of the library, if you're catching my drift."
Thank you. You've given me perfect excuse there. In which case,
Unconscious over a reading table.
yeah, just starts propping up Saren and doing the sort of arm around the shoulder carry point, just propping him up and lightly dragging him along, before just passing. Thank you. Before just passing the sort of threshold of this bookcase, just turning around just at the last minute of just one more question. Has anything particularly strange or monstrous been happening in the area recently? Some of us are still looking for a job.
The elder librarian pauses for a moment and thinks to himself, and then goes, "I'm afraid I don't leave the library much these days. Any information regarding monstrous activity or jobs, well, you might want to speak to the harbor master. I know he has a keen ear for these things. Alternatively, I believe that there is a priest up in the cathedral who is a bit of a known gossip. You might want to speak to him as well.
Sounds like we'll already be on the way there. I'll thank you very much.
Guillaume winces audibly.
Okay.
Apologies, I'm back.
Hello,
No
we
problem.
dragged you out of the library because you fell unconscious on a reading table.
Yep.
You passed
You're
out
drunk.
for a bit.
You passed out because you were drunk. Oh, Christ.
You're sleeping it off.
I'm on top of a bookshelf.
I'm on top
I
of
mean,
this bookshelf.
arrow keys are probably the easiest way to get out, to be
I'm
honest.
trying my best, Lucian.
I know.
Hover for all you're worth.
There we go.
Woo, free.
Guillaume is still smoking that fucking cigar. It's a big one.
Having a gentle puff, I think we should all take a moment to offer our congratulations to our barbarian friend on getting through an entire library without extricating any doors.
He only had to be unconscious to do it.
And he did a great job of it.
Great job. Alright.
Just gives it a lopsided smile as he continues swaying.
Pats you on the head.
Guillaume kind of stares at Isaac for a moment and then takes his mask off and puts it back in his bag and says, "Church or harbor master, if you choose to be doing the job first, that is."
What I miss?
We've got a couple of options. We can go to a church, which probably has I'm not fucking saying it again. The fucking design is stupid anyway. That cachet thing is probably in the catacombs, or we can ask the harbor master for a job.
We can ask the town gossip priest if he has any information for us. We can.
He's
ask
also in the
harbor-
church.
Yeah, we can ask the harbor master if he has any jobs for us, or we can go see the Sisters of Matano, the Sisters of
Tenor.
Penna, to see about getting into the catacombs to do what Isaac needs to do. Guillaume is essentially saying to Isaac, like, are we prioritizing the job or your church?
I mean, sounds like job and church can both be in the same route if we want.
Yeah, we could probably find something to sell in the catacombs.
Yeah, it's collapsed. Who's going to notice a few things going missing? It's only the Church of Tenor anyway.
Oof.
Look, after one of them tried to kill us, what, a day and a half ago at this point?
It's fine. I have to start doing
I
the character
probably
work
should
again,
lower the
because
volume on that, shouldn't I? Sorry.
Yeah. Do we want to head to the church then and talk to the town gossip?
I'm not going to railroad people, so I genuinely, as player, it's open to you guys.
I'm okay with going to the church.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we are headed to the church.
How dare you? I demand that you be railroaded into my storyline.
We can do any storyline that gives us a hook.
Well, the Cathedral of the Seven Gods is, well, I don't feel like I need to point out where it is, really.
Is it the big
It's
cathedral-looking
under
building?
construction.
No, it's the giant fucking white thing on the cliff, man.
Well, actually, no. The white thing on the cliff is something completely different.
Great.
Well, then I guess we don't know what it is.
Well, it's
I
the
mean,
big.
Can y'all not see the cathedral?
Hang on. I'm looking for it.
It's the one that
Yes,
looks
now I
eerily
see
like a
the-
repurposed version of Metachrome Manor.
Well, Metachrome Manor's architecture was based on, like, cathedral-esque designs.
They're all
Okay,
built by
yes, I
Ivo
do see it
Shandor.
now. Hang on. They
Like, high
should-
Gothic architecture, essentially.
They should introduce a series of waypoints, like, that you can use in this game, where it's just like, yeah, I want to travel to this location.
Yeah,
That
good
would be
old
nice.
fast travel.
What is wrong with my depth of field all of a sudden?
A few hours later.
That's just what's going to happen every time I try to move my character anywhere. Okay. Where is
Oh,
everyone
there you
else?
go. Over here.
Here goes Speed Racer.
I'm fucking stupid and I need 20 minutes to get anywhere.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't even get here myself. I think Lucian just picked me up and carried me.
I did. Right.
Scooped like baby.
And chat is asking if we're going to have sexy goth nuns.
Lucian is a gay man.
I am very homosexual. I am rampantly homosexual, in fact.
And
So
I don't
yes,
know,
we
Maybe
might
sexy
have
goth
sexy
nuns?
goth nuns.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but like my fucking Discord name right now is Father Karan, so like, if anybody knows the bit is there.
Oh gosh.
I'm just wiggling.
You're just wiggling.
I feel so much sacrilege is gonna happen in a moment.
I'm Jewish. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, considering
Alright.
these aren't even Christian gods, you know.
Well, you know.
Okay, so you guys walk through the town. It's getting to like late midday ish time at this point, and the town is starting to bustle more. There's more people around. There's a lot more sort of shouting and activity. You walk up the sort of the hill round the corner to where the sprawling Cathedral Gardens stand. And the Cathedral Gardens are maintained by the Sisters of Tenor. Now, the Sisters of Tenor are a specific sect of the orders, if you will. So, you have the Order of Matano, which Ed is a part of. You have the Order of Tenor, and the Sisters of Tenor. There are three sects in the Order of Tenor. You have the Sisters of Tenor, the Paladins of Tenor, and the Priests of Tenor. All of them fill different roles, essentially. But all of them have one thing in common, and that one thing in common is that that they've all taken a vow to not kill. That is why the Paladins of Tenor usually stand as town guards. You don't see them on the battlefield, essentially. You see them at the rear guard, essentially. They are there to subdue and to essentially keep the peace, if you will. The Sisters of Tenor are known to be essentially they are the women of faith, if you will. They are the women who will essentially they are always looking out for the little people. They are the ones who will stand in service to the community and essentially provide shelter, provide food for those who cannot provide for themselves.
Could you remind me real quick what this god is the god of? Just because I have forgotten.
So, Tenor is the goddess of life, hearth, and protection.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh. Gilk? Gilk, buddy? How are you feeling? You sober?
Ish.
Okay.
The headache has started.
I need you to be very careful. We don't talk about the medical business and the priest there. Not here, okay? They might
What,
get the wrong...
Skullface?
Do not say anything about my lord.
Okay, that part aside...
As you start talking about Lord Metico,
Hooray!
The doors to the cathedral open.
Nope.
Okay.
Quickly summarizes it as, just shh, about yesterday.
And out walks a... let me find the right miniature for this. Here we go. Out walks a nun in a white robe with a blue sort of sash and a gold sort of shawl around her shoulders. So she has a blue sash around her waist and a gold sort of shawl hanging off one shoulder. In her hands, she is holding essentially a rosary, but it has the symbol of Tenor on it. It's a small gold circle that is engraved with scenes of people and places, and it's essentially... So one of the things that I will describe to you is the way the Order of Tenor works. Each initiate to the Order of Tenor is given one of these rosaries with a gold circle in it. And the gold circle, when it is given, it is blank. The gold circle is enchanted. It reflects the deeds of the person who carries it. So, say a paladin of Tenor will usually have that gold circle essentially placed somewhere on their armor, and it will show the deeds that they have carried out in defense of peace and protection. The Sisters of Tenor, it will show the hearths that they have lit. It will show the people that they have helped, essentially. Each of these circlets is individual to the member of the order that carries them.
So the last...
Is this the same type of circle that was above Lord Montague's door?
Lord Metacrow's door?
That one, yeah.
Yes and no. The one above Lord Metacrow's door was a warding circle. It was created with a specific purpose. It was not designed to reflect the actions of someone's life.
And the last priest we fought didn't have one because he wasn't wearing his armor.
The last priest you fought was a priest, not a paladin, so he wouldn't have been wearing armor anyway. But, actually, roll me a perception check.
Because we didn't find one on him, but we also, I don't think we looted his
You
body.
didn't loot his body, but I
see.
want you to roll me a perception.
Just left him to death.
Okay, so
11.
you don't know if he had his rosary on him or not.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Can I look at her rosary? What's on it?
So you can sort of see what's on her rosary. It is essentially, it seems to be covered in images of plants. It has a couple of hearths on it. It has a boiling pot at sort of the center middle top of it. And there are pictures of fruits and vines intertwined around the edges.
Guillaume kind of gives her a half bow and says, "Hello, madame."
The priestess, well, she's not really a priestess as far as you can tell. She is a nun. There is probably a high priestess somewhere, but she is not this person. So the priestess makes a gentle bow to you. She bows her head very slightly, and she says, I couldn't help overhearing that you were talking of our Lord Metacrow. He is a well-known name in these parts. He provides funding for our church in hard times. What would you like to know about him?
I'm afraid we just came from there. Actually, we've been contracted to do some work out in the field for him.
I see. Well, I do hope that your time out there was pleasant. I realize that Lord Metacrow may seem like a odd personage to sponsor a church of life, but, well, without his help, we would not be here.
Doesn't seem strange at all. I mean,
It is always wonderful to see anyone lending a willing hand to the church.
Indeed. Speaking of church, I understand this is a bit of an unusual question. Well, a pair of questions, actually. Do you know if it would be possible for us to speak to a certain high priest here who is known to be chatty, as it were?
You must mean Brother Matthew. Yes. He is currently in communion, but I'm sure that he will be happy to have visitors. It is rare that people wish to speak with our resident scholar. He has a tendency to blabber.
I
shall inform you as soon as he comes out of communion. I'm sure that he will be delighted to speak with you.
Most kind of you. The other question is somewhat more fiddly. Probably an easy way of explaining this. And takes out the shield with the crest of Matano on it and sort of displays it. So,
you are a member of our fellow order. I see.
My fellows apparently left a drop underneath your catacombs?
Yes. I suppose you would wish access to that area. I'm afraid that the catacombs have been sealed off for a very long time. No member of the Order of Matano has been here for decades at the very least. At least long before I was a nun here. However, if you can find a way in, I would be delighted. We have a few sisters that need to be moved down into the catacombs, and we have not been able to enter them in a very long time. But please feel free to explore the cathedral. If you manage to find the entrance, then, well, we would be most grateful.
That is most kind of you to allow us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sister.
And she walks back into the cathedral and up the stairs to the gantry that oversees the entire area.
Okay.
Gilk looks over at Isaac and so time to go make an entrance.
Just a polite one this time.
They don't know where the entrance is anymore, though.
No, they have no idea.
Okay.
I can't tell whether he means an entrance to this building or an entrance to the catacombs, so I thought play it safe. Gilk making an entrance could mean many things.
It certainly could.
We're in.
Okay, we've made one entrance. So, do we reckon to wait on the priest first, or are we trying to find an entrance?
Okay, so quick bit of information before you guys go off in random directions. The cathedral obviously is unfinished in this case. Over in the, let's call it the east wing, the one that just sort of ends in a big gaping void, there is a bell tower over there. The bell tower is obstructed. You cannot get access to it. I'm just going to put that out there now. The earthquake damaged quite a lot of the foundations of the cathedral. The bell tower is crumbling, and it is probably very dangerous to actually try to climb it. Throughout the center of the cathedral, there are pews. There is no pew furniture type that I could find, so you'll have to make do with your imagination on that one. The cathedral is lined with stone sarcophagi, or coffins, if you will, along the edges of the walls. These coffins have inscriptions on the base plates. They are each dedicated to a certain person. You're not sure to whom. What would you like to do?
mean, my question was still, are we waiting for the priest or are we looking for the entrance?
I think we could do both at once.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be polite, since we're entering a like house of worship type situation, to wait for a priest to show us around?
Well, the nun has essentially already given you permission to
Oh yeah, we've got permission.
Yeah.
to look around and to like walk about the cathedral as you wish.
We don't exactly have any leads on where the entrance of the catacombs might be, but also at the same time, I could probably make the argument that we could probably roll history or perception. I would almost actually, I'm going to throw you under the bus here a little bit, Lucian. I would argue that Guillaume could roll history with advantage, seeing as the dwarf has told him so much.
You could definitely roll history with advantage. You wouldn't know, it wouldn't give you the exact idea, like it wouldn't give you the exact location, but it would certainly bring you closer to figuring out where the entrance is.
Yeah, just
Gilk is
conceptually,
gonna make his way for the tower.
the
I
tower
did
is-
just say that the tower is blocked off and you cannot access it.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
History check. That's a 12 and a 6, and then I have 0 in history, so that's a 12.
Okay.
Not
Let me think. What would you know? Okay, so from conversations recalled past with the Elder Librarian, you are aware of a few things about the cathedral. Firstly, that the cathedral was one of the first things built in Danis Eld. It was formerly known as the Dragonspine Cathedral because the cliffs that Danis Eld is built on are known as the Dragonspine Cliffs because you can sort of tell by the shape of the cliffs as they descend into the water over by the lighthouse, but this entire area is shaped a little bit like a dragon curled around the bay. That is why it's known as the Dragonspine Cliffs. Secondly, you know that the cathedral is dedicated to the 7 gods, and usually in a cathedral that is dedicated to 7 gods, each of those 7 gods will have a wing dedicated to them. In this instance, that is not the case. The Cathedral of the 7 Gods only has 1 wing, but it is dedicated to all 7 gods, and it is the west wing that is the one that is complete in the map.
Okay. So I would be able to kind of piece together that it is most likely in the area of the 7 gods that the entrance to the catacombs is most
It is
to
likely.
be. Yeah.
It is likely.
Yeah. And I am going to assume that there is also some sort of, not bullshit puzzle, but also some sort of mechanism that may involve the, like area of the gods themselves. I can't see like
It's
little
possible.
chairs over there. I'm assuming there's little chairs over there.
There
Guillaume's
are-
going to wander
Yeah.
that way. Whee.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yes, Mono.
probably going to whee off.
Yeah. He's mostly just wandering that way. He hasn't really said anything yet, but he is, like, kind of deep in thought, essentially.
Well, there's big blocked off way and big open hallway way. That makes sense to go down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see chairs.
So, down the hallway of the 7 gods, the 7 gods wing, if you will, there are 7 thrones. Each one has a small brass nameplate attached to the bottom of it, sort of dictating which god it belongs to. And in turn, each of these 7 thrones has a set of offerings splayed around the base of them. So you have the Throne of Callist, which has gold pieces, small gems, sort of spread around the base. You have the Throne of Tenor, which has fruits and flowers you have the throne of Invict, which has small pieces of metal, forged items, little bits and pieces, some blown glass, a couple of other things like that. You have the throne of Damani, which has sort of plants, like full crops and that sort of thing around the base. You have the throne of Benor, which is empty. And you have the throne of Matano, which seems empty at first. But actually, when you take a closer look at it, you see that some gentle scatterings of salt have been placed around the base. And lastly, at the head of the hallway, you have a throne marked for Valis. And this particular throne seems to not necessarily be the most well offered to, but it has the biggest offerings, if you will. There is an entire there is an entire cow sitting there.
Ah. Is it an alive
live cow?
I see.
Living cow, yes. And
Also, not to interrupt, but hello, Raiders. Thank you. Thank
yes,
you, Cleo.
I did notice that. As you scan through the hallways, just a very, very quick interruption. From outside in the gardens, you hear a bit of a hissing sound and the screech of a cat. And you look out to see, being chased across the gardens, is a small black cat that is being chased by a very large goose.
Ah. Untitled Goose Game.
Um,
Hunk.
The cat is running in the direction of the main street, and the goose is giving chase wildly.
Are the windows open in any sort of fashion?
There is one window that is open, yes. That's why you were able to hear the goose.
Casting minor illusion to make two cats.
Okay.
So
What
the
are you?
goose goes
What are
to
you?
chase one of the other cats.
Okay. What are you doing with the other cats? Like, where are you taking them?
Let me see here just real quick. Sound or an image of an object within range that lasts for duration. Image of an object not smaller than a 5. Can't create any sound, light, or smell. Guillaume is like looking out the window, looking at the cat running away, and casting minor illusion to add just too many more cats to the chase to hope to distract the goose away from the cat.
As the cat runs away, multiple cats split off, and the goose stops in the middle of the field, and it looks around it, and for a moment it just sort of stares, and then it just plops down on the ground and it honks mournfully.
Sad goose.
There are too many cats for it to chase, and it is now quite confused. The original cat has run off.
Jazz hands. Sorry.
Marvelous.
Quick end to that situation. It's a very angry goose outside.
So I would probably suggest looking for any kind of locking and opening mechanism. Gilk, you were pretty good at that earlier with the old statue with the arms.
Find the door, Gilk.
I'd probably say don't break anything if we can avoid it. And that's if we can avoid it. Meanwhile, you guys go on ahead. I have some business to attend to. And he's just gonna pause in front of the throne of Damani and just sort of mutter for a bit.
The throne of Damani?
Yeah.
You know, it's weird when the DM gets confused.
Are you sure about that, Ed?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
The throne of Damani.
Yeah.
Alright.
The nature goddess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Fine.
if anyone were in earshot, they would hear him saying, even a storm can nourish roots. The trees need only weather the storm. Wasn't that
Okay.
it?
Is Guillaume in earshot of that? Because Damani is Guillaume's god.
I guessed someone had to be.
I see. I can roll the perception to see if I heard that. If you'd like.
Honestly, he was expecting everyone else to wander off, so if Lucian's okay with it, if it's my choice, I would offer that you can hear it if you chose to.
Yeah.
Gilt's
that's
just
fine.
gonna sit in the main throne.
Are you sure you want to do that, Saren?
Yes, he
You know,
is.
anytime you ask me if I'm sure, yes,
Alright.
that means I am sure.
Okay. Okay.
It's DM reverse psychology.
Roll me a constitution check.
Oh boy.
Your butt is about to become very lifeful.
Yeah.
Whole new colonies of
6.
bacteria.
Oh,
That's
boy.
11. Or sorry, that's 9.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
As you sit upon the throne of Valis, god of chaos and creation,
Oh boy.
the cow next to you.
Cow?
Yes,
The cow.
cow.
There's a whole cow.
There is an entire cow that was offered up to Valis.
Right,
the cow
okay.
next to you slowly starts to whistle.
Oh no.
A hissing sound is expelling from the cow's ears. And as you watch,
My God, it's there he is.
it slowly begins to inflate. You have 5 seconds. What do you do? 5, 4, 3,
Where did that go?
I crouch
Two.
behind. I crouch behind the.
1. The cow explodes.
Hit the fucking deck.
The cow explodes into a mist of white vapor. Give me a second.
Yeah, let me just pull up the exploding cow stats.
Sir, is that a spell?
Right. And that is 4 points of damage, Saren.
Interestingly, does the exploding cow affect anything else? Does it, like, knock loose any stone or...
It does not affect anything else in that, like, you felt a shockwave from it, but it was like the cow was never really there to begin with.
I see.
There's no blood offering to the other gods when it lands on their little platter.
There is no blood at all.
It's a balloon
It's-
cow.
Cow balloon.
Yeah, it essentially went pop.
I look around. Do I see any more things that could potentially explode? Any other offerings? If not, I'm gonna take
There
another
are a
seat.
couple. There are a couple of other offerings around the throne, and
I am tired. Leave me alone.
the moment you sit back down on the chair, another of the offerings begins to whistle.
Fine. Get off.
As you run away, the whistling quiets down again.
Just lightly calling to the chair. I mean, continuing to sit on a chair even if everything around it explodes. That's a pretty chaotic move.
Right. Now,
One of your kind.
one of the things that actually roll me a perception check, Ed, when you're shouting at the chair.
Okay. That's a strange sentence, but let's go.
Well, there's something there.
Lost my fucking D20. Hang on. There we go. Don't worry, I'm not going to be just looking for it for 10 minutes and then screech, there it is in the middle of something else.
No, don't worry about it. You should do that.
I've already done it once. Not doing it again. That's a 14 tote.
14? Okay.
Yep.
As you're shouting at the chair, you notice that at the foot of the plinth that the chair is stood on, there is a dusty-looking set of symbols.
I'm going to go over and investigate. Could I investigate?
Still kind of looking out the window.
Could I investigate them in the literal sense of rolling investigation?
Yeah.
$13.
Okay. So, as
Call us over
you
and have us roll.
as you look at this plinth that this chair is situated on, you notice that there are three sort of symbols on this chair. One of them is an hourglass, which you recognize as being part of the symbol for Matano.
It's missing the wings, though, by the sound of it.
It is missing the wings. The other two symbols are a small skull and a... How do I describe it? It looks like a... Fuck, I'm trying to figure out the word. Tree. There we go. Tree. I forgot the word tree. I can't believe I
Okay.
forgot the word tree.
Lucian,
It
are
took
you
me
good?
that long on tree. Yes.
Are you good, bud? Have
We
some.
have a
I'm
lot
good.
Jack.
I'm
This is
good. I'm
good.
fine. But yeah, yeah. It's essentially like it's a tree. There is the symbol of a tree, there as well.
This seems somewhat straightforward. I would imagine it's Matano, the one that is associated with death, and then Damani.
Damani?
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure Matano is the death one.
Small skull could mean life. Interesting.
Nudges Gilk. I think your arse might have found us the way forward.
Should I go sit on it again?
Maybe,
No.
maybe
Can
not
we-
just yet.
Can we roll like a religion or something to see if Nithiri knows anything about it?
Have you tried sitting on the eternal one?
Which one's that?
It's the one with an hourglass on it. It's it's one of the two empty ones.
I would imagine we'd have to sit on all of them at the same time, but we have to figure out which ones that is. Can I investigate the Matano throne, roll like an investigation check, and see if like the sitting
Sure.
mechanism like goes down or something?
Sure, you can roll me an investigation on that.
Just like seeing if I can find any sort of mechanism in the chairs, or if maybe there's like magic would be Arcana, but like I'm investigating to see if there's anything there. No, I'm not. Never mind.
No, you are not. You
I'm really
you look at
distracted by
you
that.
look at this chair. It is a chair. It
I'm
is a
really
big
distracted by
stone
that.
chair.
All right. Well, which one is it of the 6 here? Which one's the one with the hourglass? I'm just gonna go sit on it.
Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. Meanwhile,
Okay,
I'll
check.
you sit on that one. I mean, you've got sort of nature magic, so
Okay, so
I would direct Nith to try the Damani chair.
Try not to suck up the offerings, though.
right. Let me very quickly.
And then if worst, Guillaume can just sit on every other chair in turn.
Oh, I love to strong arm the
Let's use some
puzzle.
lights. Okay, so
That's why it's if worst comes to worst.
this one is Damani.
Nice.
This one is Matano.
It's this one.
And let's see, what else have we got?
You don't
Well,
technically
I'll tell you them as you ask about them, essentially.
Do any of them have skulls on them? Like, was that one of the things that was on the thing? I'm sorry.
Matano's one has a winged hourglass. Damani's one does have a tree.
Right. But there's
You are not sure about. Well, I say you're not sure about the others. You haven't looked at the others yet.
Okay. Is it possible that that big throne there that Saren sat on had a small skull on it?
Would you like to look?
I would like to look. Guillaume is going to look very cautiously, though.
So
Just throwing this out there, has anyone considered using Benor for skull? I mean, that is war and violence.
We could look at Benor's too. Can I just roll like a general perception to take a look at the thrones more closely?
yeah, you can do that.
I think I did that.
Yeah, you did that. Okay.
I think I did that.
So, in
I think I rolled
order,
another nat 20.
From left to round to right, Damani has a tree. Tenor is next to her with a what's it called? Fuck! It's a
An hourglass.
it's a caducus.
Is it a tree?
No, it's a caducus. Yeah, it's Catechus. It's the symbol for a hospital, essentially.
Yeah, it's the staff with the winged snakes on it.
Oh, Asclepius' staff.
Yeah.
Then you have Matano with a winged
Hourglass.
hourglass. You have Valis, whose symbol is very complicated.
Cool.
Like, more complicated than you expected, to the point where you can't really discern what it is. Like, when you look at it, your mind sees something, but you're not sure what it sees, because it looks like it keeps changing. You know that sounds weird, but it looks like the symbol is constantly in flux.
I rolled a nat 20. Is it constantly changing? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It is constantly
At
changing.
least it's
I'm
not a
kidding.
skull.
Yeah, it is not currently a skull.
Then we have Invict on the other side, across from Matano, whose symbol is a forging hammer. We have Callist next to him, whose symbol is a flame. And next to them is Benor, whose symbol is a skull.
I knew that you were doing that one last on purpose. So do we want to try and investigate the Three Thrones more, or y'all just want to sit down on them and see what the fuck happens?
Just sit.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a seat.
Let's play musical chairs. Let's get this thing moving.
I'm gonna sit on this one.
I'll sit on the
Okay.
nature one.
I just sat on the nature one.
Yeah. Look at
I don't think we should put you near any more nature magic.
This one. There we go.
We don't need.
I randomly picked one.
You are
And
you are sitting on
gesticulates in front of the
Callist.
symbols.
Okay.
Open sesame!
We have to sit on.
You have not sat on the right chairs, so
We're going to take damage now.
nothing happens.
Okay. It's the one in the lower right that we need to sit on.
Okay.
Okay.
I moved.
So, as you take seats upon these chairs, you hear a faint clicking noise, followed by a rumbling sound, as at the base of the throne of Valis, a passage opens up. It is
quickly.
quite dark.
Prayer of apology.
Gilkit feels very strange to say this to another man, but I love your magic ass.
Well, that's just awkward.
I love it too. And he jumps in the hole.
Well, we are supposed to wait for the. Okay. All right, bye.
Okay, so there is a staircase down.
17
It is
minutes.
very dark.
Two of us have night vision.
I have
I know,
torches.
but two of you are
I will
human.
cast dancing light.
Oh, I don't need the torches. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I don't think I can move the camera any lower. Hang on.
You
Yeah,
can.
you can.
Forcing it lower. Hang on.
Takes a little bit finagling, but you can do it.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay,
I
so
made
as
it.
a fair warning, this area is somewhat unfinished.
It's fine. We don't have
hey,
that much time left.
we got
to
it
explore
open.
Well, yeah, I'm saying we got 15 minutes. Do we want to just pause here, take a quick break, and continue this next time when it's more finished?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so far you guys have managed to open up the catacombs. This area is more maze-like than this shows. There is
Don't worry,
going
when
to
we come
be
back, we'll
various
show it.
passageways that are blocked off, etc., etc. From what you can see at the moment, there are a pair of long corridors down each side, and there are sarcophagi in the walls. There are various bits and pieces that I will explain next session. However, for today, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end the session here, and I'm going to distribute a little bit of experience. So, I am going to hand out 35 experience points to Sharon for managing to amuse the god of all creation
with his magic ass.
with his magic
God
ass.
bless it.
I am going to give Aluka 25 XP points for
Hang on, new
utili-
format. Where the hell's the experience on this thing?
Top
On the
level
stats
under
page,
profile.
on the middle row.
What's this? I've got skills, spells. Oh, stats, middle.
Where it's got profile like level 1 age experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, 35 XP, Saren. I'm awarding 25 XP to Aluka for utilizing their contact for this area. And this is something that will be reoccurring. If you choose to utilize a contact, or if you choose to explore a path that I am giving you, you will be rewarded. If you choose not to, as I've said, it is completely optional if you want to follow something or not. If you don't follow it, you won't get anything from it. If you do follow it, you'll get something from it, etc., etc.
What do I get for making Goose sad? Sad Goose.
You are getting 10 XP for helping the cat escape from the goose.
I see. Sense of accomplishment, but also that's fine.
Yes.
Somewhere the god of all felines smiles on you.
I am awarding 30 XP to Netheri for making a town guard feel incredibly flustered and uncomfortable.
Thank you for that.
And I am awarding 45 XP to Isaac for making the session all about him. No, I'm kidding. I am awarding 45 XP to Isaac for following through on the little tip that I gave him about the town, and for actually opening a dialogue with various characters across this area.
Coolio.
Okay, make sure that all of that is added to your character sheets. we will reconvene for the next session on... Let me double check this to make sure that I am correct. The 9th
Yeah, looks about right.
March. Yes, 9th of March. So we will be bringing the next session of Shadows of Sorcery together on the 9th of March at 6 p.m. UK time, as usual. That should translate easily enough to other time zones. I do not know them off by heart.
I'm sorry for the map making you've got in the middle.
That's 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
It is also 1 p.m. EST.
But yes, essentially, we will be back with this on the 9th of March, and we will see what our party finds within the catacombs. It's been a bit of a short session today. We had a few technical difficulties at the start, but that's
Just a few.
fine. It does happen on occasion. Hopefully next
These are the
session
perils of streamer
we
life.
should have we should have everything a little bit better sorted than we did
Maybe.
this stream. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to take a quick break and get us on a Be Right Back screen while I go and grab myself a cup of tea because I have run out. And then we will be back probably with some Satisfactory with me, Saren, and Sliver. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening, and we shall see you next time.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. All right.
I always get
going to take a quick
Satisfaction and
break.
Factorial mixed up.